Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. You know him as former Classic Physique star, soon to be 212 star, Keone Pearson. How are you, Keone?
Good, man. How you doing, brother?
Good. For some reason, I'm very orange today. I keep fixing it.
Going on, man.
I'm fixing that. There we go. That's better. So, yeah, I want to recap for the viewers. Some of them follow you very closely. Others might be like just peripheral fans. So let's remind them. You've only done 4 pro shows so far, but boy, what a track record. So 2018 was your pro debut, second place at the Tampa Pro in your very first pro show. Last year you you had a great year. New York Pro, you won that. Arnold Classic, 4th place in that. First time at the Arnold. Olympia, first time at the Olympia, right? 4th place in that. So everyone was saying, man, this kid's going to be the next big thing in Classic. Then toward the end of the year, or shortly after the Olympia, you announced that you were moving to 212, which made some people very happy. And it really gave a lot of butthurt Classic Physique fans because, you know, it's a growing division. And you were one of the guys who we were all looking forward to. Okay, this is a guy we're going to be watching, and he's going to be getting better and better and pushing these other guys. And you're so young. You and Bumstead are both 25 years old, right?
About 25, 26.
Yeah, you're 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I think Bumstead's only 25 too, I think. But yeah, like I said, everyone was looking forward to watching you grow and maybe eventually win the Classic Physique Olympia and this and that. But on the other hand, a lot of people were saying, this guy has such you look at the muscle bellies, look at the shape, and he's so young, his body wants to grow. And you had to make weight of 180 pounds for Classic Physique, which you would never have been able to put on another ounce of muscle if you stayed in Classic, right?
No, man. I wouldn't. And it was, I think, at the Olympia, I was at my best ever. And if I was to do the Olympia again as of this year, honestly, I don't see a difference in my physique just being more conditioned. Because like I said, I wouldn't be able to put an ounce of muscle on, I would have to burn it,
Right.
And even my coach told me, if you stay in Classic, you can't have a true off season. And the way you train, you can't train that way because you're going to grow.
Right.
So
yeah. So what were your plans before all this coronavirus? And did you plan on competing this year? What were your plans before all this crap went down?
Well, after we announced 212, then the corona stuff happened. We was going to take the full year off. A lot of people thought I was going to do Tampa Pro that's coming up or New York, but I'm taking the whole 2020 off to compete. Just don't want to rush the process, bro. Just take my time, put on quality size muscle, and just be a whole completely new person. I'm in a whole new division. It's nothing to take lightly. And so until I feel ready, until my coach think I'm ready, then we're going to be ready to get on the stage. So 2021 is what we're looking at to do anything.
So the virus, this whole thing really didn't affect your plans. You weren't going to compete this year anyway before all this happened, right?
No, I wasn't going to compete anyway. No,
okay.
And with anything going on, I still had a gym.
Okay. Yeah, so that's my next question. Of course, that was the one thing most bodybuilders were affected by. Obviously, was gyms were shut down. They're opening up in a lot of places. You're in Georgia. Are they open up there now?
Yeah, we actually opened up like 3 weeks ago. So they opened.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what were you doing for training the rest of that time?
You ask that again.
Where were you training during the shutdown when the gyms were shut down?
I had a private gym to train at, brother. So my training never stopped.
Right. So
everything's still been going good because people were saying how you're growing during this whole entire Corona time and people stuck in the house. I'm like, well, I'm still training. I didn't feel it was working out. I didn't want to make it feel bad. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, you didn't post any training clips or pictures of you training. You would post progress pics. So it was clear that you were training and you've been making really good gains this whole time, obviously, as you should be. But yeah, you didn't rub it in anyone's faces. But, let me ask you that. Do you think it's wrong for people that were posting like training stuff? I mean, this is your job. This is what you're paid to do. It's not like you're a bricklayer. You're not a barista. Your job involves training and building your physique. So why do you think people get so butthurt when someone who's a professional athlete continues to pursue their chosen sport if they're able to?
Well, obviously, because they couldn't work out. So there's no point. I feel like it's still a good thing that people was posting work, give them something to watch while they're sitting home doing nothing, honestly. So I think it's still a good thing to do. I didn't see nothing bad about it whatsoever.
Right on. So you've been posting up progress pics. The last one I saw where you listed a weight, you were just under 212, and it was probably like morning weight, first thing in the morning. It was a front double bicep shot. So are you up to like 212, 215 now?
I'm like 210, 211. So I actually just posted a recent side chest Sunday. This Sunday. I don't know if you saw it yet.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, it was this Sunday I actually posted. I'm like 210, 211 right now. A weight that's been fluctuating. Some days I may wake up at 212, but it's still been a solid 210, 211.
Yeah, the conditioning, though, that's the crazy thing is you don't look off season. You look like you're in prep. You look like if you really had to put it together and get on stage, you could probably be ready in 6 weeks, maybe. That's my estimate looking at you.
I think I could do a regular 12-week prep and compete at like 190 and be good to go, but I wouldn't feel 100% ready.
Right.
You know.
So what was your off-season weight when you were competing in Classic?
I didn't have an off-season in the Classic.
Oh, you were just dieting and competing the whole time.
Yeah. I told people this in the past before. Like, say, you never had an off-season. I was like, no. Like, so after I did Tampa Pro,
yeah,
I had like a little rebound, typical of everybody else had. I didn't even get up to 200 because my body wouldn't allow me to get to 200 pounds. The highest I was like 196, 195. That was like a comfortable sitting weight for me. And then when I got with Flexx, that's when I started prepping for the Arnold. So I never had a off season for Classic physique.
Right. Yeah, I haven't. The last time we spoke was shortly after the Olympia, and Flexx. That whole thing with Flex's leg happened probably around the same time. So I haven't talked to you about that. Were you in touch with him after that whole ordeal?
I definitely checked on him, see how he was and everything, and make sure everything was good. That was pretty harsh with the like that. I think that touched everybody, and it felt like it came out of nowhere. Nobody wasn't expecting that.
Right. I know he's had health problems on and off for a long time, but to lose a leg, that's that's not coming back. Yeah, that was more severe than anything we could have imagined. So tell me how the quarantine training's been going. Have you been switching up your training? Do you train differently now that you're able to actively pursue more size than you were when you had to keep it in check and keep your body weight down?
I still keep it very intense. I still keep my training. A lot of people ask me what my training split is. For you guys that's watching the video, I don't have a training split. I hit what I feel. So if I'm not sore at the body part, I'll go train in the gym. So right now it's just like 4 or 5 sets of pretty much the failure sets. I do about 2-3 warm-up sets, like 3 to 4 actually working sets in my workouts. Now I kind of change it up a little bit. I'm trying to decrease the weight a little bit and just try to actually feel it now instead of trying to hit like a PR or trying to go for the heaviest dumbbell as possible that I can do. I'm actually trying to feel it and contract at this point now. I'm just trying to prevent injury because as I'm growing in the offseason, I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And you know it as well. You just got to be smart.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, we've said this before, but the muscles get stronger at a very rapid rate, and they far outpace the abilities of the connective tissues to get stronger because the tendons and ligaments have such poor blood supply. So your muscles are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but the tendons that hold them to the bone and all that, they're really not. So yeah, I'm glad you're being smart because I want to see you around for a long time, Keone. I don't want to hear about you tearing a pec or a quad or a bicep or anything like that. Please.
Yeah, that's what I meant, man. Like I'm just getting stronger, so I'm really telling myself. My coach is like, promise me, you don't try to go in the gym and try to hit these PRs, Keone. He tells me that, and he tells me that for a reason. And he know, you guys seen it before, and I'm just trying to prevent the injury,
Yeah. You can say your coach's name. He's not Voldemort. We can say his name.
Oh, yeah. If people that don't know my coach is PJ Braun, the CEO of Blackstone Labs. Man.
Yeah. Your Voldemort was from Harry Potter. You couldn't say his name. It was like, but PJ, we can say your name, PJ Braun. Yeah, like I said last time, I thought it was a publicity stunt that he was your coach because I thought it was, a supplement company that sponsors him. They're going to make it look like he's coaching him and stuff. But then I watched the videos and look at your social media, and he actually is your coach. I never had a doubt that PJ couldn't be a good coach. He's been around a long time. He knows his stuff. It's just, at first I wasn't sure. But yeah, he's definitely your coach. And is he happy with your progress right now?
Oh, 100%, man. He called it a while back ago that you're going to be like he thinks that, he thinks you can be like another Ron and Coleman if you just keep going the route that you're going. There's no telling where you'd be at the age of 35, 36. Hell, yeah. I don't even know where I'm going to be at by then. So it's like, he's happy. He called the bodybuilding thing. Everybody's called it. So, I'm just excited. He's loving the process. We just, like I said, just slow and steady at this point, man. There's no point in rushing. I know everybody wants to see me on stage this year, but we're going to take our time and do it right.
Yeah. I mean, you can't blame the fans. They just want to see you all the time. So they want you to compete in every single show. They don't realize your body would just be destroyed if you actually prepped and did every single damn show every year. But, they don't know. One thing I want to talk about is the classic division. Like I said, the classic division lost you. They lost George Peterson. So that was kind of a blow. But I think classic's going to be okay. The division that most people are kind of worried about recently was 212 because we lost Flex Lewis, Jose Raymond's probably never coming back. I don't know if Eduardo's coming back. A lot of these older guys, they're phasing out, and we weren't getting much of a new influx. I mean, Kamal's the Olympia champ. He's 47 years old. I think he's already said he wants to win one more, and then he's retiring because he's been competing for 25 years or something. You got Derek. Derek's still there, obviously the runner-up 2 years. But it's exciting that you and George are coming up because that just adds – we need more excitement in the 212 because it hasn't been really exciting since, those days when it was, geez, you'd have like Flexx up there, David Henry, Jose, Correa, Ahmad. It was stacked. And now I think we're headed toward another era of the 212 where it's going to be like that again.
Yeah, I'm excited. And then another thing that's bringing more excitement, we all look different. You can't really compare us because we all have different structures. Like George got his own structure. He has that bodybuilding. He still got the really hardness, graininess, maturity. Like I have like the classic physique with mass going into it. Derek, he's very massive. Sean Clarita, he just compact with a lot of muscle. So I mean, I think it'll be fun. It's gonna be great, something to look at. Hopefully we can get 212 back at the Arnold, I know 1 year or whatever. Do you know why they took the 212 out of the Arnold?
Yeah. Well, what they had said was that they weren't getting enough interest from bigger name guys in general. Mm-hmm. So they wanted to have they wanted that 212 lineup to be at least comparable to their open lineup where people would be just excited, and they weren't getting that. I don't know. So I don't know. They weren't like blaming the 212 guys for not doing it, but there were a lot of guys that were just doing the Olympia every year and not doing the Arnold. So
goes back 212 in the Arnold because people wants to see it in the Arnold. They do.
I mean, if you're going to have every other division at every other show, how can you not have 212? They're going to have I'm sure they'll have wellness at the Arnold next year.
Oh, 100%. Wellness is going to be everywhere, man. That category is blow up.
So you're going to have wellness and no 212? Come on, Arnold people. I know you're listening. Bring it back. Bring it back. Yeah, so like I said, you and George is going to be exciting. And Kamal, he's not going to sit on that title for 5, 6, 7 years like Flexx. He's already said this is it for him no matter what. He's all set. He's had a very long, very rewarding career as an amateur and a pro. So even if he wins this year, we're still going to have a new champion in 2021.
Right.
And you're not in the show this year, so it's really you're just going to be on I assume there's going to be an audience. I hope there's an audience. Man, this is I think you're in one of the best spots of anybody. I've talked to a lot of guys who are doing the Olympia. They're already qualified, so they're not that worried about this year because that's the end of the year, and hopefully things will be okay by the time we get to the Olympia. But who knows? So someone like yourself, you're in the great spot because you're not prepping for a show that might not happen. You're not up in the air and wondering, biting your nails. Could you imagine if you were in prep right now for a show and you weren't really sure if it was going to happen or not? What would that be like?
I couldn't imagine. Nobody expected this whole Corona thing to happen, man. So people that's been prepping since the beginning of the year and all the shows are canceling now, I can't imagine. Like even my clients, I even had clients been prepping for a long time. I told them we got to stop because we just don't know what's going to happen. So I'm just very curious about the Olympia. Like my thing is, it's not many. It's a lot of qualifiers for the Olympia. The shows are done, so I'm thinking, are they gonna do invitations for the Olympia this year? bring more people in?
I think they're going to extend the qualifications. It'll be like top 5 from the Arnold. It already was top 5 from last year's Olympia. I'm sure they're going to extend it to top 5 at the Arnold. That makes sense. And there's only 6 shows. You got Tampa, Korea, Puerto Rico, New York, California. I think the Arnold South America is going to happen. I'm not 100% about that. Athleticon, nope, they already postponed that. Boston Pro is going to happen. And the very last show to qualify, Chicago. So that's not a lot of chances. If you're just going to have the winners, that's not a lot of people.
That's only if the show happened. If the show happened, they have to invite or do something to make this Olympia worthy of watching this year. That's just my opinion about it.
Yeah, it's scary because I'm sure the Olympia is going to happen, but that's because Jake Wood, he's determined to make the show happen no matter what. There's going to be athletes on a stage. Will there be a crowd allowed? That's not up to him. That's up to the governor of Nevada. All these states, it's the promoters. Everyone's at the mercy of their state governor, which is insane. Every state's different. Like you're. Yeah. I mean, what opened up first for Georgia?
Everything, man. They had us on the CNN when 4 weeks ago. They was worried about the governor of Georgia open everything so fast. Like literally, the mall down the street from my house is open. Everything is open. Everything. There's no restrictions. I even see less people wearing their masks now. It's like it's crazy, man.
And you don't have bodies stacked in the streets down there, do you?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I won't get into the politics, but it does seem like the states that opened up, if it's as bad, if things are as bad as that the media tells us, then we should be seeing states like Florida, Georgia, these states that opened up should be having this crazy second wave of infections right now. And
I haven't, man. I don't. I'm kind of like not even listening to it no more, man. This is just.
I mean, it'll drive you insane.
It does. I get notifications every day on it, so I'm done reading on it. I just make sure I'm safe,
Yeah. Do you know anyone personally that was affected or had it?
I do not know nobody. And to be honest, I was actually talking to my father about this the other day. I was like, it's really not many. I didn't hear any like bodybuilders, like even known bodybuilders that even caught it or got sick from it. So
the only one I can tell you was Guy's sister Nino, and I didn't know he did that interview for MD Global Muscle. And until then, he never went public about that. I didn't know he had it.
No, it was. He said he had. He said personally on Instagram he had stuff worse than that, but worse than that. But
he had that skin infection a couple of years ago that was.
It's not much at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, my niece and my sister-in-law had it. They're fine now.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's only. You don't want anyone to die. We don't want anybody to die. But if it's like 1 out of 100 people that gets it is going to die, that's probably not much more fatal than many other things that you can catch walking around every day anyway. I don't want to talk about this virus anymore. So tell me about, are you eating a lot more to put on weight now than you were before?
I'm still eating between 6 meals. Sometimes I may throw in like in the 7th meal, try to stay up a little bit late. Just upping my calories more. My coach put in more fats for me just because it's a little bit more extra calories. Just stick on me because my metabolism is so fast, man. It's like ridiculously fast right now, bro. I'm not doing no cardio or nothing for the off season.
Good for you.
Yeah, man. So it's just food. It's like the more food I eat, the leaner I get. Seriously. And then if I don't eat enough food, my weight drops. So eat more food, body fat drops. Don't eat, my weight start dropping. So that's kind of where I'm at.
You know who was like that? Was Flexx Lewis.
Dexter Jackson.
Yeah. Dexter too. They both said the same thing.
Dexter.
They both lose weight very easily if they miss a meal or two. They can easily drop like a pound or two of body weight just like that. But the food, the more you can pack it in. Where are you getting your healthy fats from? Since people want to know.
I do like oil, like coconut oil or something like that. Basically, other than that, that's where I get it from.
Okay. Tell me about your Chipotle obsession. You go to Chipotle how often?
Every day.
Yeah. What do you get?
Every day, probably besides 2 days out the week. Just double rice, double chicken, double black beans, sour cream, cheese, lettuce, and always gets his drink they got too. Is like a lemonade. So that's like, so I mean,
do they give you enough meat? I've had issues with them before where they don't want to give me enough chicken. How do you get them to give you enough meat there?
I don't know. I think they scared of me when I walk in there, bro. When I move here, it's like once the people start knowing who you are, they know what you want. So that's kind of they know what I want. And when they see me in here and they give me, less of what I usually get, I look at them stupid. Then they put my that's
Man, that never worked for me. They just like ignore me. But anyway, we have a video up now. It's part 1 of a back workout that happened at this place, Carbon Culture USA Gym, Franklin, Tennessee. You trained with the owner, Mr. Olympia, Brandon Curry, and an up-and-coming 212 guy, Dectric Lewis, Flexx Diesel. So you're in Atlanta. That's Tennessee. How did this happen?
One day I just thought about it, and then I Googled Carbon Culture. I was like, oh shit, that's in Tennessee. And then I Googled how far. It's like 3.5 hours from me. So I messaged Brandon. I was like, hey bro, let's link up. Let's do a back workout. I just want it back because I think he has a great back. He was like, let's do it, bro. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. And we set the day up and we linked up, and I can say, man, Brandon is strong. He's Kuwait didn't right.
So you, I had never, when I went to that gym back on the grand opening, it was end of January. I had never seen that equipment before. Arsenal Strength. Had you ever used it before?
You never? Wow.
No, we don't have it up. I'm in Boston. I've not seen one piece of that anywhere around here yet.
It's amazing. They have a lot of that here in Atlanta too. But yeah, it's amazing. The movement, it just so smooth. It's like butter. It's just, I love it, man. That's probably like the best equipment next to just hammer strength itself.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been waiting for hammer strength to be improved on for many, many years, and I've yet to try anything until I tried some of that stuff down there. And I am not paid by Arsenal Strength, people. This is not a plug for them. I just like this stuff. I wish I had it at my gym. So did you learn anything? Because I heard Brandon talking a lot. We've only put up part 1 out of 3 parts so far. So we have
a lot of different things, false like underhand grips that I usually don't do. A lot of unilateral movements that he does too as well that I really don't do for my back workouts. I don't really do too much unilateral stuff, but the unilateral is just something different. And I see how his back improved so much over the years of how he was training. Another thing is I noticed about Brandon, his endurance is really, really good. Like we didn't take breaks in between at all. He'll go. I forgot the other guy's name that was training with us.
Dectric.
Yes, he's actually about to compete in Tampa Pro. He'll go, then I'll go, and then boom, right back at it again. Add another plate to it. No rest. I was like, man, your endurance is crazy. Yeah, wait, that's how he trained. And I was like, wow, I like it. But it was awesome. I learned a lot from Brandon.
So 3 big dudes. Who was the strongest? Were you all able to use the same weights, or did
Yes, we all did the same weight.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty good because he's about, what's he, like 250 right now?
Brandon?
Yeah.
At least. Hard for me to guess that weight when I look at Brandon. It's hard for people like them. It's hard to guess.
Yeah, he must be because I when I was up there, he was like 240, and I think he was just relaxing. He hadn't been training really. He was still coming back from sort of letting his body rest after Olympia and all that. But I guarantee, I looked at the footage, and he's definitely got some good size back.
But he's lean with it too, though, man. Like he's not watery or anything. I think he just stays lean too.
Yeah, I mean the smart people do, because getting fat, you got to lose all that fat, and it's hard. I don't know, how heavy did you ever get so heavy that you had to really struggle to get in shape, or no?
This is the heaviest I ever been. I'm telling you, I never been this heavy before. Like I have never in my life been past 200 pounds. Probably not even 198 pounds. I've ever been heavy. Yeah, so this is new for me.
Yeah, but I mean, you carry it well. You don't look like you're not so heavy that you're like having trouble breathing, and you're still very lean. I know a lot of guys who got so heavy and they were almost borderline obese trying to put the weight on, and man, it was uncomfortable. You seem like you're fine. You're not uncomfortable, right?
No, I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, I can move. I still be stretching. I mean, I don't struggle. I honestly have no difference. I think just genetically, no matter how much weight I put on, I think I'll stay lean. I guess it all depends on how you put it on.
Yeah. So, say we get the Olympia and there's spectators and stuff. You get to the show and you watch the 212 Olympia and you realize, man, I might have had a chance of winning this. Looking at, no disrespect to Derek or Kamal or anybody, but just knowing what you look like and your shape, we know what your shape is. You're like a Flexx Wheeler, basically. Very, very similar structure and shape to everything. Actually, you have wider clavicles. But, is it going to be tough if you go to that show and look up on stage and go, oh, I think I could have won this, man. I could have won this.
Nah. Like, my mind is already set and focused on 2021 as far as when I want to compete. So Olympia is just, I'm just watching it. I'm just getting a feel of it. Now I'm actually paying attention to 212 because all the other years I never really watched 212 or actually paid attention. But now I'm actually studying it now.
Yeah.
I'm definitely just going to be studying. But nah.
So I know it's so early, man. It's over 6 months away. But who do you think is going to give Kamal the most trouble? You think it's going to be Derek or Clarita or somebody else?
I think it's going to be the same people. Probably Sean and Derek. Sean and Derek.
Yeah. But I mean, you would have been right in that mix this year. Right in that mix, as far as I'm concerned.
100%.
But taking your time, you're going to be that much better and better because you're still making progress. It's not like you plateaued out and you're not making any more gains. You can't see changes every day, but if you look on your Instagram from 1 month to the next, you can definitely see a progression, just getting rounder and fuller, and your waist looks like it's exactly the same size, is it?
It feels like it. I feel like my waist haven't got it no bigger and thicker either. I know a lot of people was worried about me putting on actually weight and size. My waist's going to get thicker and stuff like that, but I don't have that issue.
No, that frontal bicep shot, it looks as small as it ever was. I mean, it's off season too. Obviously, when you diet down, it's gonna tighten up and get even a little more narrow when you're in contest shape. But so we're at the end of May as we're speaking. Do you have a rough plan as to what you're going to do for the rest of the year? You're just going to keep doing what you're doing right now, or what are you going to do?
Keep doing what I'm doing right now as far as training. I guess, doing this quarantine thing, I'm still going to actually try to start collabing with other people. I know flights are actually, I think you actually can fly right now, actually.
No, you can. No, you can. Oddly enough, you can fly. I don't know why that has. You'd think that's like the most dangerous thing, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, but at the same time, think about it, brother. Nobody's not flying,
No, I know they've cut the flights back. They don't have as many flights, but airports, flights, everything's still going. I see people that are still making trips. I don't know where the hell they're going, right? But people are still flying. Because I'm in Boston, there's people going down to Florida from here all the time. So it's strange because they're not separating the seats. They're not staggering seats. So they're going to let you sit next to somebody for 3, 4, 6, 8, 10 hours, like right next to somebody. I don't know if they're mandating masks or not, but yeah, you could fly if you really wanted to. I just think a lot of people are scared, probably justifiably so.
Yeah, it's tricky, but I don't know. My goal is probably just still try to collab people. If I can drive like I did to Brandon, I'll do that and just start collabing with a few people that's close in my area and just try to keep everything going and, keep relevant and just keep excitement going while everybody in this quarantine thing together.
Yeah. I mean, who else is in your area as far as pros?
We have a few pros. We got like men's physique pros and stuff. But as far as like bodybuilding, like that I would connect with, not really many. I have to go to Georgia for that.
That's what I'm thinking. Huh. Okay.
On the West, honest though, man, I got lucky with Brandon. A lot of them are West Coast and up where you at.
Yeah. I mean, that's Mr. Olympia. I mean, if you're going to collab with somebody, that's the guy to do it with, I would say.
Yeah, man, I'm so glad that I did that for sure.
Do you have plans to get out there again? Because he's opening up another location in his hometown, Murfreesboro. August, it's going to be like, I don't know, like 5 times the size of that place.
Yeah, he said that gym was kind of like I guess you could say like just to see how he was going to do the feel of it. But I was like, you mess Olympia, people love you around the world. I mean, you're going to have people around the world traveling to your gym, dude. So I feel like that bigger location is going to be very good. But yeah, I definitely plan on linking with Brandon again. So I'm excited.
Right on. Yeah, well, we're hoping that everything gets back to normal, but you hear that thing, we're all in this together, and it's obviously people's situations are all different, but
Mhm.
we're all in the same crazy. This is all
We all-
nobody. I'm 50 years old. I've never been nothing in my lifetime has been like this. Nothing at all. We've never had the world shut down and people staying away from other people and wearing masks. This is out
Mhm.
of science. This is like a science fiction movie.
Yeah.
Uh, well, anyway, I'm glad that, this didn't really affect you too badly because you had already plotted out this was your year to make improvements and grow. And, I think it was a wise move, just like Flex Lewis took off all of 2019 so he could grow into the open for the Mr. Olympia 2020. I think this strategy is excellent. You're even it worked out perfectly with the whole quarantine anyway, because if you had decided you were going to do some show, who knows if that show would have happened anyway. And
Right.
man, and again, I feel for anybody, amateur or pro, that dieted for a show that got postponed or canceled. I cannot imagine all that time and suffering and dieting and then nothing. Where you can just take some pictures in your backyard and say, this is how I would have looked. Oh, dude.
Nothing, man. You can't even showcase it.
Yeah.
You know.
So, well, that's it, man. I appreciate you taking the time. I'm glad you're doing well. We're all watching your progress. What is your Instagram, Keone?
Instagram is Keone_Pearson, you guys. So go ahead on my page, give me that follow. And thank you guys for watching my journey. And let's just keep striving, you guys. We're going to make it through this quarantine thing. Once everything is over with, it's going to be
Yeah,
good.
right on. And like I said, 212 is going to get a lot more interesting when Keone Pearson finally gets on that stage soon. Not soon enough, but eventually, guys. Just be patient. It's going to be worth the wait because you're going to be something special. We haven't had this kind of shape and mass and all that in a package in quite some time. You're going to give these guys a run, a real run. So that's it, man. That's it. Thanks, guys, for watching Ronline Report. Follow Keone_Pearson on Instagram. Watch him grow, grow, grow as he strives to become one of the greatest 212 pros in the world. Thanks for watching.